Good morning, January 14th, Thursday. And it's not bad enough that Trump incites a riot. But then he goes about and tells us, actually gives us a warning that it was dangerous to the United States for him to be impeached. And he also claimed that his inflammatory comments at a rally shortly before the outbreak of the violence in the halls of Congress, which led to 5 deaths, were not harmful. What he said was not harmful. He said the riot was fueled by the anger over the election of Joe Biden as the president. Now, Trump, we think he's going to be impeached this week, but we'll have to wait and see for that. He also said, people thought what I said was totally appropriate. There is much more that I could say about Trump, but I want to tell you about somebody else. I want to tell you about Ginni Thomas. Ginni Thomas is the wife of Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas. And it turns out that she really did support the siege on the Capitol. So hours before one of the darkest days in our history, Ginni Thomas expressed her love to the demonstrators just before the insurrection began. And later on, she tried to amend the post, She tried to get out from under what she had written. Ginni is white. Clarence is black. So things that she has done seem contrary to what that relationship indicates. Because the details of Ginni Thomas's support of the riot is, Ginni has been politically active. And she has had no problem hiring controversial right-wingers known for saying, I hate black people. She currently runs a conservative advocacy group. And from the very beginning of Trump's term, she has organized around his agenda. So it's got to be a tricky position when you are a Supreme Court justice and you have a wife who was brazenly political and an advocate of many things that are probably socially unacceptable or that could come before you in a case. But Thomas has never recused himself in any of the cases surrounding the issues that she's involved with. And Thomas has reaped the benefits of supporting Trump. In fact, Ginni Thomas had an extraordinary amount of access to the Oval Office. Her advocacy group called Groundswell got an audience with the president in early 2019. And the meeting was arranged after Clarence and Ginni Thomas had dinner with the Trumps. And Thomas and Trump appeared to be quite friendly. In fact, the justice took his clerks to meet with the president in the Oval Office at least once, and Ginni attended as well. In fact, Ginni had the chutzpah to send lists of employees that she considered to be disloyal to Trump to do something about it. But Trump basically ignored those lists. But he has stacked his administration with former Thomas clerks. So based upon this relationship between the Thomases and the Trumps, you would think that when certain cases come up before the Supreme Court, Thomas would recuse himself, but he never did. Now, there are no hard and fast rules at the Supreme Court about recusal, so Thomas is free to do what he feels is appropriate. In fact, Thomas refused to recuse himself on the Affordable Care Act law, despite the fact that Ginni's vocal opposition to and her work on trying to defeat the law. He refused to recuse himself. So that's some background on the relationship between Ginny, Clarence, Melania, and Donald. And you would think that Ginny did enough, but she didn't. There's a rumor circulating on social media that Ginni Thomas funded some 80-plus buses to get rioters to the Capitol. The rumors are far from 100% accurate, and this may be false, but just the mere fact that a rumor like that could start indicates where Ginni Thomas's feelings are. So while she didn't pay for the buses, probably, her heart is with all those rioters. And probably, if they had asked her, she probably would have paid for the buses. She was originally a supporter of Ted Cruz in the 2016 primaries, but when he left, she quickly supported Donald Trump. She's a firm believer that there was Democratic election fraud. She's spouted that rumor in the last 4 election campaigns. She claimed that the survivors of the Parkland shooting, the teenage survivors of that shooting, are dangerous to the survival of our nation because they have called for gun control. She believes that President Obama and Hillary Clinton were involved in the wiretapping of the candidate Donald Trump. She recommended the firing of those who testified against Trump during the impeachment hearings. And last but not least, she believes that rich Jews are conspiring to secretly control world leaders. Now, that's an old story, but this is the wife of a Supreme Court justice. This is a woman with close ties to President Trump, a person who can give him lists of people to punish. And her husband is a justice on the Supreme Court who has refused to recuse himself in many cases where his wife in some way, shape, or form was involved. It's interesting. I would never have found this out if it wasn't for one of my good friends. So I leave you with that, and I'll see you in the morning. Bye.